Good evening, guys. I am on my ride back home from work, back from central London. I actually had, I thought an idea for me to do would be to basically list out everything that I have learnt so far when riding. Mainly for my own benefit, so I can go back to these sorts of things and recall things that I need to remember, because I've only been riding a few months, so there's lots of things to learn. And you know, just because you pass your test doesn't mean you know it all. It just means, you know, you're above, well, you've met a certain standard, but still there's way loads more to learn, and I'm learning every day. So I thought I'd just list what I've picked up so far, and the only way to learn these things is through experience and making, you know, the odd stupid mistake. And yeah, I've made a couple of those. So yeah, I thought I'll just list them out really. And the first one that comes to mind obviously is when filtering, and that's not to filter past, I mean this is probably, I mean if you're an experienced biker, this stuff is like common sense, you like sort of know this. But if you're starting out, then you sort of need to be reminded of this sort of stuff, although they sort of teach you when you read in books and stuff that when you filter, not to pass big trucks and big vehicles, or just any vehicle really, unless you can absolutely be sure that you can make it out the other side and get through the gap. Then yeah, so that's one thing I've learned. Only because this happened to me really. I've been caught in a tiny little gap, couldn't make it through, and had to sit there in the middle of two massive trucks and wait. And one of the trucks on the left started moving, and I was like, ah, no, this is too close. So yeah, that was too close. And a lesson, well, actually, an important one for me is, I don't know if it applies to anyone else, but just watch out for successions of traffic lights. I mean, it's weird. I've been driving a car for 15 years, yet I've been caught out by stupid things. And so yeah, successions of traffic lights. So if you got one set of, you know, lights, and then they go green, then you got a set of traffic lights straight after that, and then they go red, then you just sort of got a plan for that eventuality. So don't be accelerating off the green light really quickly. Because the next light could turn red, and then you're in trouble then, because you've got to stop really quickly. And that's what happened to me. So yeah. So yeah. Okay. This bit here is actually, I've got to negotiate a little bit on this. So. Generally got to be really careful, which is usually quite it's usually quite busy on this little bit here. I'm trying to get to this bus lane on my left, but obviously got to do that very carefully. And usually up here there's something like a bus up ahead which is pulled up into a bus stop, so I need to pass it. So yeah, this is one of the busiest parts of my journey, so this is quite a hazardous road, need to be really careful. yeah, so the last thing I was saying was succession of traffic lights. I've got to watch out for that. You know, so it's all about planning, really, isn't it? So as long as you just don't, you know, obviously plan ahead, so you're not always looking just straight what's directly in front of you, but you're looking what's ahead as well, and so you can plan. And I had a lesson today, actually. I was coming into work, and it was on this road actually, but coming back down the other way, and there was a bus that was basically holding everybody up, and I thought, what's going on? So there were some bikes and everything going around the bus to the left, and so there were loads of cyclists in my way, so I thought, okay, I'll go around the bus to the right. So as I was going around the bus to the right, the bus driver herself started giving me a whoa, 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 whoa sort of signal out of her window. So I thought, something's obviously up. So I slowed down and stopped beside her, beside the front of the bus, and I could see that she was giving way to a whole load of traffic. What's going on here? There you go. And yeah, I could see that this bus was holding up the traffic because she was giving way to some cars coming out of a junction. And of course, I looked round. I basically went around to the right of the bus, and I saw, you know, there's a huge gap there. You know, what's this bus waiting for? And started to go round. It turns out the bus was waiting for traffic coming out of a junction. So important lesson for me there. You know, if there's a apparent, well, this is again in the books, but I suppose it doesn't quite sink in until it happens to you. But yeah, so another important one there is that if there are apparent gaps in the traffic, or a big vehicle is apparently awaiting for some reason, and you can't see why that is, then don't just assume that there is no reason for it and go around them at speed, because then you get into trouble. So yeah, so it's basically just like, it's almost like sort of not trusting anything, isn't it? So yeah, just a couple of things there. I mean, you know, these are all, well, I suppose minor. I mean, I don't like them. I mean, every time I ride, I'm aiming for the, you know, for the perfect ride. You know, just to ride without any little silly mistakes. I just want to do everything properly, everything to be smooth and proper, right speeds, everything. That's what I want when I ride. But then again, you're going to get, you know, silly things happen. But that's how you learn, isn't it? So yes, I thought I would share that. So catch you later.